following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventure on Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Or not. Maybe today it's Rebel's turn. For a brief moment, I'm sure. Don't get used to it because I'm sure he's going to pop in as he always does. Well, welcome to the Adventures of Pipeman minus the Pipeman on W4CY.com and everywhere you can tune in to listen to. My hair is like all over the place. Forgive me. Pardon me. Sorry. Oh, so, wow. Let's welcome the other pipe nut, since we're missing the head honcho, the pipe man today. Let's welcome Juan. Hi, Juan. How's it going?
It's going well. Travel Tuesday.
It's going well. Travel Tuesday. That's right. Today is Awkward Travel Moments on Awkward Moments Day. Well, guess what? Speaking of an awkward moment, when you're not prepared at the very last second to take over the hostage situation. I mean, show here. I guess hostage situation would mean if we had him held hostage somewhere. There's an idea. But anyway, we're not going to let that cross our mind.
Something tells me that he wouldn't be the hostage in that situation.
Oh, we never know. We never know. All right.
He'll
So while we're
he
waiting,
probably keeps a couple of people in the pit.
That is a possibility. You know, have you ever been to the Pike Cave?
I have not. Apparently, you have to buy a Groupon to go there. Hey, well, I'm not doing that.
Not always. I have been to some of the pipe caves, and I made it out alive. You know, but that's maybe because it's me. You know, go figure. So, all right. Before he comes on, I guess we'll talk about. Oh darn! Hi, Pipe Man. What's up?
Yeah, I caught you. Okay.
She was talking shit about you.
Okay.
Person under the bus. You can always go back and listen to it again and see what I actually said.
Okay. Well, and Juan, so you know I was going to test something new today, and maybe we'll do it during the show. But the reason I'm late, and then you continue what you're saying, is I was just doing an interview that started at noon. And as you know, most of my interviews are 10 to 15 minutes. But I just ended the interview, basically. No, we were talking afterwards. It wasn't quite that long. We were talking before and after. But it was just some cool stuff. And that's why I felt you guys could start the show. I'll be late, and I even said to him, I'm like, okay, I got to go because I'm late for my live show. And so anyway, the person I was interviewing is Keith Roth. Do you know the name, you two? Either one of you know the name?
Sounds familiar. Keith Roth.
Okay, so Keith Roth is, first of all, he is a radio personality on Sirius XM on Ozzy's Boneyard and Hair Metal. So that's probably where you probably remember a Rebel. He's also been a musician, songwriter, singer forever. And he has his first solo project coming out in a couple days. So everybody's going to have to check that out. Okay. And he's in the Dictators and Frankenstein 3000 and he does quite a David Johansen group, Like, this guy's been around. He's killer. What a great dude, too. That's where we're talking. We're talking about, see, this holds true for this show, because we were talking about the Pipeman Radio Tour, and he gave me some more info of things to do on the, on the Pipeman Radio Tour. So we're going to check that out. And so, yeah, it was just a cool connection. I'm like, fuck it. I'll let my pipe nuts handle the first couple minutes. How bad could it be? And then I tuned in and I found out.
It was not bad at all. Thank you very much.
And by the way, everybody go out and get the new album. You're going to love this too, Rebel. Are you right? Juan probably won't know what this means, but March 21st through Deco Entertainment, you're going to want to get the new album by Keith Roth, because it is badass. It's called The Law of Diminished Returns. And the latest single that just came out is Superfly. And it's a cover. Do you remember Superfly? Do you remember Superfly?
I have definitely.
Yeah?
I have definitely heard of Superfly before.
We should play a clip here somewhere, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe you should. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
Well, think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So continue with what you were saying, Rebel. I'm curious to hear what you have to say about, and before I come on the air.
We were just going to squeeze in the days today. And I have to tell everybody, we have to clarify, not all of these are observed annually. So we might switch it up instead of giving you all of them.
Wait a minute. Why you have a day that's not annually? Wait, that's stupid.
Well, some of them go by the third Monday of this or the fourth Sunday of this. I started looking into them because I had things on my calendar. It's like, wait a minute, why isn't it on this list? Because those things aren't observed annually. So I think we're going to switch it up.
They're not observed at the same day annually.
Same day annually. Correct.
Yeah, it's annual, but it's not the same. Yeah, I do think it's kind of stupid with holidays where like President's Day. How are the president's birthday on Monday every single year? Like, my birthday's not on Monday every year.
They're not. Every 7 years.
Well, that's
8 if it's on a leap year.
That's what my point is. It's like Thanksgiving. Was Thanksgiving just on Thursday? Is that why it's on Thursdays only? Easter. Why is Easter on Sunday? See, the Jews don't do that shit. When the holiday is, the holiday is. We don't make it convenient when people are off of work and so that you could have brunch at Sunday Polo in Wellington, okay?
I mean, if that was the case, then why don't we do it for New Year's? Just make New Year's on a weekend every single year.
Well,
don't put that idea out there.
See, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Okay, but we are in South Florida, so St. Patrick's Day is like a week long here because all they like to do here is drink. So, like, any excuse, there it is. I call it amateur night. Seriously, my dad was an alcoholic, and he used to not go out on New Year's, because it was amateur night. All right, so go on with your days thing. By the way, the most important thing is it's awkward moments day. I was thinking of awesomeness day last week. And boy, was that an awkward moment, Rebel, when you were about to talk about me before I came on. Go ahead.
Was not about to talk to. We actually talked about the Groupon in the Pipe Cave, and yeah. For those of you who don't know what the Groupon is, you may or may not want that.
The Groupon should be a new Groupon for this show that includes travel. So
you could travel with the Pipe Man.
You go on a trip with the Pipe Man, and you service the Pipe Man in the Mile High Club, and then you serve the Pipe Man whatever airplane meals are nowadays, and then you get out.
then he pushes you out of the plane.
No,
What?
That's my point. That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
I think the travel part should be like they travel to you no matter where you are.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, that's
Why are
that's
you
a good
encouraging
idea.
bad behavior?
That
Why?
is a good idea. What you got back there, Rebel? What's back there? What's that bag back there?
Someone.
Are you a bag lady? Are you a bag
No.
lady?
No, this is this is an interesting thing I picked up. I can read smut or be a slut.
I think you do both personally.
I
but
do
okay.
not, but it came with went to a Comic-Con and I
I know you don't read
this
smut
book.
then. Is that the
Yeah.
Louisiana education of why you don't read smut? Because I know you're a slut, but so if you don't do
Wow.
both of them, you must not read smut.
Yeah, I think only one of those is correct, and I don't think she can read.
Yeah.
I can read. I'm an avid reader actually, and these
All
are
right.
a series of books that people should check out because that's where I got this.
Do the books come with
interesting
pictures?
bag. No, they're novels.
All right, since you can read, let's have you read off.
No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. No,
because you
not
can't
doing it.
read. That's why.
I can read, and I'm not reading anything
Okay.
off of a thing. So you have fun with that.
All right, I'll just give you something simple to read. Okay. I want you. Here's how you'll prove you can read.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Okay.
What? Mm-hmm.
Do you know the woodchuck thing?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Chuck wood or say it. I just
Here,
did.
you want me to, here, you want me to do it? No, that's not the whole thing, ding dong. Okay, so it goes like this. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Go ahead.
What did you say for the last part?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
I never heard that second part before.
That's always been the answer to that, though.
Because you have a Louisiana education.
People always say, like, I don't know how much, and he's like, as much as he could.
Yeah,
that's the answer. As much as he could. He's not gonna do less than that or more.
I mean,
why would he do as much?
It would be as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah.
So let's get back to why, this awkward moment.
I want you to do it. I did it. You can do it.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as he could. I don't know.
And you wonder why they call Louisiana people slow or Southerners slow, just in general.
Whatever.
Yeah, maybe this is why Florida is number 1 in education.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I think your
it
governor
sure ain't
paid for that.
Louisiana. It sure ain't Louisiana. But I have a Jersey education though. So.
I think Louisiana fell in like 52 out of 50 states.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to become the 52nd state after Canada.
Oh, wow. Help us all.
Okay, so go ahead with what you were saying, Rebel, before I so rudely interrupted.
But you're just going to do again, by the way, but it's okay.
I'll keep quiet. I'll keep here. I'll do this. I'll do like I do to people that are annoying on the show.
Okay, so he just cut off his own mic. Thank goodness. All right, so Awkward Moments Day. That is an annual. Just watch him in the background. Forgive him if you get motion sickness. Watch out. All right, so Forgive Mom and Dad Day. It's an annual thing. Forgive them for what? I guess maybe if the Menendez brothers. That's how you say it, Menendez. If those
Louisiana,
brothers,
you can't even say a Spanish last name. What kind
Menendez,
of education
right? That's what it is,
that?
right? Menendez.
Yes, it's the Menendez brothers.
If they would have maybe participated on this day.
Which one were you a slut with?
I was not neither. If they would have observed this day annually, maybe they would have, not had the situation they have now. Goddess of Fertility Day. Oh goodness. Oh Lord, that's an annual thing.
I think you need that one.
What?
I think you need that one.
No, Rebel don't need no kids. Sorry. Could you imagine me as a mom?
No.
No, that's a good thing.
I can, but I can also imagine Charles Manson being a mom too.
Yeah,
that would make a weird dream.
It's certainly not a wet one.
All All right. So
Okay.
National Agricultural Day. That is one.
Wait. Can you say agricultural again?
Agricultural.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So that is one that may or may not be an annual thing. Still on the fence with that one. Oh, wow. National Biodiesel Day. National Lacy Oatmeal Cookie Day.
That's a funny one.
And
Like,
that's
somebody
Lacey. And that's Lacey, Lacey.
Yeah, somebody got stoned. They were sitting on the couch, and they had a Louisiana education, so they didn't know how to spell. So they started Lacy Oatmeal Cookie Day because they thought it meant lazy oatmeal cookie day.
That
and
is not.
I'm being lazy, and I want an oatmeal cookie because I'm stoned.
No. Okay.
Oh, okay. What does it mean then?
I think they were trying to. I think they were trying to make it look sexy.
What does it mean, Rebel? Tell us what it means.
No, Lacy. I don't know what they meant by it.
And why did you give it that name, Rebel?
Wait a minute.
I did not give it that name.
You're in charge of these days. How come you're not doing your research to know what they actually mean?
I did the
Rebel?
research.
Okay, so what does it mean?
She's on the fence about it.
No, this is way back in 1896. Y'all keep up with me here. From a cookbook. Oats were a staple in America's diet. Don't know why it's still the same, but okay. God forbid those people.
Well, because we had to wait overnight. That's why.
You had to wait overnight.
Yeah, you don't know
For
about
what?
overnight oats now. That's the big trend now. You don't eat hot oatmeal. You just eat it cold in the refrigerator, left overnight.
Why? Why would anybody do that?
I don't think I like it either way.
I know, right? Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make sense to me. So, anyway, so it became a staple in America's diet in the 25th century, 25th.
Yeah,
I can't see it.
There's that reading thing again.
It's not a reading thing. I can't see. It's far away. I'm reading from a thing across the room here, and I can barely see.
You can't even say why.
Right in front of her.
You can't even say why you can't read.
It is.
Go ahead.
I can't see. I can't see a monitor that's up away from me. Anyway, so in the 20th century, oatmeal cookie recipes began being printed on Quaker Oats containers.
Okay, I'm bored. What's the next day?
Oh my God. Swear to you. Anyway, one that I intended on actually doing today is National Sloppy Joe Day.
That's an exciting thing to me. Now, my question is, okay, what type of sloppy Joe? Did you know there's two types of sloppy Joe sandwiches?
Oh God. God help me.
Yeah.
Not a sloppy jalopy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about sloppy Joe.
Mm-hmm. No, he wasn't talking about that either.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was
but good to know where your head is at.
Yeah, legitimately, there's two types of sandwiches called the sloppy Joe, and they're not anything like each other.
Really?
So which one is it? Which one are we celebrating today, Rebel?
Well, it looks like Manwich Sloppy Joe, so I'm gonna go with that.
I used to make those when I was a kid too. The Manwich Sloppy.
That's what I was gonna do, but I didn't think about it, so I don't have the stuff.
I think what you should have done, and maybe this is something we should do for the Pipeman Only fans, but I think you should have made a sloppy Joe and ate it right live here on the air, got it all over your face, and and then once it's all over your face, you could do your porno pedophile voice.
Oh, for crying out loud. Did you ever listen to what is it called? The Golden Oldies stuff? Like Lum and Abner and
You mean Little Abner?
No, Lum and Abner.
Okay. You said Lemon
Abner. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Big Newton and Molly.
Fibber McGee.
Is that like you take some Mollies and you get the munchies and you eat some Big Newtons?
No. Anyway, so if you've ever listened to the golden age of radio, you know that there was a character called Baby Snooks and Daddy. Do you?
No.
It sounds like something sexually
Fanny
really
Bryce.
wrong.
Oh my God. For Christ's sake. Fanny Bryce was the voice
Wait,
of a
we're
very
on the
famous.
travel show. Where is Fanny Bryce from?
Where is she from?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I know the guy who played Daddy was, well, I think 4 different voices played Daddy at different times, but Harvey, no, Henry, what is his name? The guy who played Daddy the most was from Canada.
Are you trying to say that the Golden Girls sound like pedophile porn?
I said nothing of the sort. Not at all. The
That's what I
Ziegfeld
heard.
Follies. Check it out. They were on the air. They
Is that
CBS
the
mostly.
Ziegfeld and Roy Follies, or is that where
Not
we
even
watch
gonna-
them get eaten by a tiger?
You want to hear him stop? Watch this. But Daddy, oh come on! Did I? Didn't I? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
God,
so
you're so
just
gross.
saying. See, I told you he'd stop.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about, or is there another day important to talk about on there?
Did you do the recycling
Important
one?
to talk about.
Okay, never mind then. If
What?
you have to think about, then there's not. Okay, but what I do want to talk about is we're going to go around the table here, the imaginary table, the imaginary table, and I want to hear your most awkward moment that happened while you were traveling. Now, for you, Rebel, that can count traveling to the grocery store because that's about the amount of your traveling. Okay, so
since I only go to the grocery store, y'all go first.
no, you can go outside the grocery store. Okay, let's have Studio Nut go first.
Oh no, don't have me go first. I don't really have any awkward stories.
There's got to be one.
That's what I was wondering. It's like
I can't think of
what
any
is your
because I like.
definition of awkward?
I'll name a recent awkward story. Is I am in Mexico, and Juan tells me to eat a ant larvae taco, and he goes,
No. I didn't say the ant larva taco. That was your date was trying to make you eat an ant larva taco. I told you about the scorpion one.
No, you told me about grasshopper one, I think.
The grasshopper one, yeah, it's also pretty good.
But you did say
heard.
there was something about the ant larvae and maybe I brought it up, and then you said it tastes like caviar. I don't like caviar either. But what was awkward about it is I insisted on not eating those things, and then I was walking through the ruins of Mexico City, and something I still don't know what it is yet. It might have been the devil. I don't know. Stung me.
I wasn't there.
And my arm was blowing up. I was about to leave for Costa Rica. I'm not going to a Mexican hospital and missing Costa Rica. I'll wait, and hopefully I won't die on the way to Costa Rica. Because it was getting bigger and bigger, and it was weird. It was like a spirit, like stung me. Because I didn't see any bugs. I didn't see anything. It was just out of nowhere. It just happened. So
just out of nowhere, it happened.
That was kind of awkward. So let me just warn you. If you go to Mexico City, be careful going through the ruins if you're a bad person, because you might get stung.
Are you saying you're a bad person? That's why you got
Oh,
stung?
I'm definitely a fucking bad person.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten stung.
I should go.
So
I should go to see if I'm a bad person or not.
I do have better awkward
some
travel
people.
stories, though. So if you guys want to give me some good ones, I'll give you the real juicy awkward stories. Okay, so
We want to hear.
again, back to you, Studio Nut.
Nope, still can't think of any. I mean, because I'm a very careful guy, and I tend to avoid certain situations. So
Have you ever
everything.
been traveling, and then you leave the hotel, and you figure out that after you left that you forgot to put your pants on.
Oh, well, there was. I guess there was one time.
See?
It was a miscommunication. I was with my family, and let's just say that
You you took off your dirty diaper and threw it at your mom's face?
Let's say no. This wasn't that far back. Let's just say that it was a Asian restaurant with a native Asian person as our waitress who
Is that your current girlfriend?
no.
Okay.
No. Who she spoke English as a second language, but her English wasn't too good. And at that time, like I had never dated an Asian person before, so I didn't know how to use the chopsticks. And I asked her, and like
wait a minute. So you have to date an Asian person to know how to use chopsticks. Got it.
How else would I eat? Her house had like 300 chopsticks, no forks.
But you should have learned without having to have an Asian, Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, native Asian person, English as a second language. Her English wasn't too good. Gave me chopsticks because that's what they do in those restaurants. And I asked her, "Excuse me, can I get a fork?" And she said, "Oh, you want a fork?" I was like, "No, I want a fork." I was like, "Not in front of my family. I want a fork." And she just kept repeating the same thing over and over again. I was like, until I was like, fine. I was like, okay, sure. I was like, I hope she didn't mean what I thought she meant, but no, she brought me a fork.
And I just want to say, and you guys can tell me if you want me to tell the story after Rebel tells hers, but I have one awkward story that has nothing to do with travel, but it has to do with thing 2 and having sex for the first time by mistake. Okay, go ahead, Rebel.
How exactly do you have sex by mistake?
Well, let's just say
ask me later in the show and I'll tell you.
As far as awkward moments, I don't think I've had, nothing comes to mind. Nothing pops up that I could say was an awkward moment. That might have been an awkward moment.
I bet if you think hard, because as I'm sitting here, there's like so many of them coming into my head. Go ahead.
About me or you?
Well, it was about me, but now I'm thinking about there are a lot of yours too. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I guess the most awkward moment would have been when I was invited to go back. Well, we were already backstage, but where the tour buses were with a whole band of people. And I had to kind of tell them no. Wasn't my thing. You were there.
What wasn't your thing? What wasn't your thing?
Doing the whole band at one time.
Oh, doing the whole band at one time. Like you want to do them one at a time, one after each other. Then
not all of them. No.
Their hoodies were the wrong color.
I do know somebody that did come on to a festival with me, and may or may not have had sexual relations with somebody from a band that doesn't speak English and speaks Mongolian. Just saying.
This wasn't me.
No, you only deal with people that speak English.
No.
Because you're from Louisiana.
No.
And even then, sometimes she doesn't understand them.
No. Not true.
So I do have to say, okay, I'll give you my story then.
Please do.
I have a few of them, but one came to my mind first, so that's the one I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So, and this is pre-Pipeman. So when this happened, I think I was a little more conservative, a little more reserved than I am now.
So does this not involve thing 2?
It involves thing 1.
Thing 1? Oh,
yes.
Going back in the day. Okay.
Yeah. So thing 1, I brought thing 1 to Amsterdam, and we went. Well, we did go through the red light district. That wasn't awkward. But what was awkward was we did go to this place that is pretty famous there that has these like shows. And it was kind of like the Tijuana donkey shows, but it was humans in Amsterdam.
Okay, then. Yeah, that was a lot of awkward, I would assume.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm one of those type that, as extrovert as I am, and rebels see me in action too. Like, I am when it's my own domain, I'm like very much in charge and all that. But if I'm just at something, I don't like. If I go to South Florida Fair with the hypnotist, I'm not looking to get up on stage and get hypnotized. Okay.
Nope.
So
That could be dangerous.
I'm not very big into class participation. And so we went to this place and I did get dragged on stage. And we're not talking about voluntarily. And it was this very big black woman with a banana. And I think that's all I'm going to say about the story.
Was she eating it?
No, she was using it.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
leave that in the minds of others.
Yes, exactly. It was a prop. Okay, we'll just leave it.
Hope it wasn't out of
that.
the heel.
Hold on.
And it was thing
was it
one
a
that
prop?
encouraged getting me up there. Like she was getting the lady to get me up there. So
Okay, but I just want to know one thing. Was a banana a prop or a probe?
in that scenario, it was not a probe. It certainly could have turned into a probe,
Gotcha. Okay.
but it was definitely a prop. And then she just sat me on the stage and just did like a sexual dance with the banana around me.
You.
She didn't use it on me. She just like would do things like, wait a minute, Rebel, do you have a handy banana I could use, please?
I do not. I'm sorry. Well, here you go.
It was like she was stuff like that, and like right in my face, and rubbing
that
up
was
on me.
Somebody did.
There was all kinds of stuff. Let me just say that most of my awkward moments have involved ex-wives, to be honest, or females, because
Must be a sign.
yeah, that's why I'm
Do
single
you
now.
think?
That's why I'm single now. I mean, are you kidding me? So yeah, that was pretty awkward. You want to hear another awkward moment? This one's good. This one's really good. In fact, this one I think we should play
Yes.
the Groupon
We
commercial
got to get to
for.
the
It's
one and
that
thing
good.
too.
Oh, the thing too? Okay, let me do one more thing one then. Okay. And I'm gonna do this thing one now because it's something I would never speak about, but she told our kids about it. So I guess it's open forum for me to talk about it on the radio then. And so it was in a dungeon.
Sure
It
she
was
didn't
in a
mean that, but okay.
dungeon. It was in a dungeon in Paris. Do I need to say more?
The one
Yes.
they lock up dead people, or the one that
That's why we stayed
BDSM
quiet.
is
We want the
involved?
details.
I have serious PTSD from this. I can tell you right now.
We
It
are
was-
okay with that. Give us the details.
There's just one detail. And that one detail was right before I was like, okay, I'm out of here. There was some dude there that was like older, like, I don't know, must have been 70 or something like that, that kept going.
Going and going and sorry.
That noise haunts me in my head to this day.
And yet you
But
were
it's
able to
almost
do it
rhythmic
well.
though. Just whenever you cannot go to sleep, just count the
Yeah, totally. Right.
And don't ever let it creep into your mind that he's coming closer.
I thought for sure he was going to say that someone opened the door and then the woman with the banana walked in.
Yeah, that would have been even better. But I can happily say to this day, I found out on that day that the dungeon scene is just not my scene.
They can be fun.
Not
At
with that,
times.
okay? Because that's enough to make somebody on
Now,
10
okay.
Viagra's limp, okay?
So tell me this. If you could relive the dungeon experience without the old man, would it be different?
Yeah, I would have never brought up the idea to a wife that we should have a threesome.
I mean, he's not being involved. He's just making noises in the corner, so he's fine, right?
Oh no! Oh God! Okay, no.
Okay. So I guess, do you think I can really top that story with the having sex on accident story?
I need to know, how do you have sex on accident? So please,
Oh,
yes.
I get it. I get it. She dropped the banana. He slipped on it, and then he just tripped and
That's
fell
close.
over
right
it.
in.
Close. But it does involve, okay, let me say who's involved here. And I just clicked my cam wire. That's why I sunk below the screen. Okay, so let me just I got to give some context here. Okay.
Please do.
Okay. Chad was involved.
Oh
Heather
wow!
Burkett-
It was a group
Heather
effort.
Burkett was involved.
Definitely a group effort. Here we go.
And the travel consisted of travel from Wellington to Green Acres because it is the place to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And that mistake sex led to traveling to the Everglades as well.
All right. Wait. It went from an accident to no. It went from not knowing that you were having it to a mistake. So do tell. Was this the misunderstanding a text moment?
Yeah, it was that one.
Now, when you say you went to the Everglades, did you go as two people and came back as one, or?
Well, that would have been the smart thing to do.
Just leave her there.
Instead, I ended up getting married. So my
Should have fed the
idea,
crocodiles first.
my idea was very smart, except the part of I should have just gone with the part of her saying no. The saying yes was not a good part of my plan. The no was. Now, question is, if we repeated this incident today, would she get eaten by an alligator or a python? It could be either.
I would say they would fight over her, no? Just
Yeah,
watching the alligator fighting the python over the meal.
Yeah. Hey, Rebel, have you ever gotten
it
an
be best-
alligator sexually aroused?
I hope not. Not intentional. I mean, I don't know if they enjoyed that, but I don't know.
I
If they
heard.
enjoy being
I
predators.
heard if they're coming after you and you want to live, all you have to do is rub their pee-pee. Is
Do
that
not try that ever. Just
With
saying.
her luck, it'll be a woman alligator.
true? Right?
Yeah, no. Does
In that
not,
case, bring your toys.
what toys?
The ones that
Not
you would
happening.
use on the female alligator.
I would not know what kind of toys you're insinuating, so therefore.
By the way,
I'm sure there's a website for it. I mean, if you search for it, I'm sure someone out there has made toys for female alligators.
By the way,
Not looking.
this has nothing to do with travel and probably should be on What the Fuck Wednesday tomorrow. But that just reminded me of a movie I watched recently where this guy was getting tortured, and the torture was the other guy had this tool that kind of looked like a drill that went up in your urethra of your pee-pee. And then when he turns it on, the blades flip out and spin. Let that
Oh,
thought
is that a horror
just-
movie?
Let that thought just settle in there real quick.
No.
Be-
No,
because
What kind of drill was this? Was it like
It doesn't matter.
natural
Did you
drill,
hear what
or-
it does?
Yes, it matters what kind of tool it was used, so I can form a good picture in my head.
yeah.
Oh,
Or
come
just send me
on,
the
that
link and I'll
picture
watch it
was-
later.
Oh God.
Okay. So seriously, let's go back to awkward moments in travel. Now that I've given you some info, has it rattled anything in the brain and go, oh yeah, there was this one time?
Well, there was this one time we were setting up at this one person's venue, and my finger got cut. Probably should have went to the emergency room at that point, but no.
Was I there?
Yes, you were there.
I don't remember. When did your
Yep.
finger get cut?
We were setting up at Sarah's place, and
That was just because the spirits knew you were from Louisiana, had that bad moujou stuff going on.
yeah, well, my finger got sliced open.
You-
And I shouldn't have did that.
Well, why would you slice your finger open?
I didn't
That's
do it.
stupid.
We were yeah, about that.
I don't remember what happened. Can you be more specific with your story, please?
I said we. I was laying down wires for the studio so the event could take place outside instead of inside, and we had to tape down the wires. Well, apparently you didn't like the way they were taped, so we had to pull it up. But gaff tape is very sticky, and trying to get the thing off, so y'all gave me a scissors or some sort of knife or y'all gave me something bad enough to cut my hand open, but not good enough to get the tape off of the wires.
Well, that should say something about your fingers.
Yeah, they got hurt.
Okay, I have an awkward story. It doesn't have to do with travel,
Okay.
but it has to do with what you were just talking about.
Okay.
So, yeah, my best bro life, his parents put him into it was very trendy in the 80s in California, these mental hospitals that were for kids. If you couldn't control your kids, you sent your kid there. Or if your kid smoked pot, you sent him there to get him off pot. Meanwhile, they would put the kid on Haldol and what was the other one? Haldol and fuck,
Isn't
I can't
that for
remember.
schizophrenia?
Thorazine and Haldol. Tell me how giving Thorazine and Haldol to a kid is going to get them off a pot. Okay, maybe it'll just get them off a pot and onto that. But anyway, so he was in this place, and there was some insane adult there that basically she made her husband a nice salad and cut off all her fingers and put them in the salad for his salad for dinner.
And I'm gonna assume she did that prior to getting put into this place.
I would assume so.
Okay, because if she did it while they were there and they were both, in the same place together, kind of defeated the purpose.
Well, yeah, it kind of would. But so, Rebel, you
Yes.
seem like the type. Have you ever fed fingers? Is that why you were cutting, to feed fingers to somebody?
I have all of mine. Thank you very much.
Do you have a scar from that day?
For when I cut myself doing the
Yeah. Well, see, then it's memorable.
yeah, about that. It'll always be in my memory.
Juan,
It's not an injury. It's an adventure.
Yeah, right.
Juan, do you have any awkward moments in Tijuana with mini donkeys?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, I think I had one, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think if you go to Tijuana and you remember your trip to Tijuana, you didn't do it right.
Yeah. As soon as you eat that worm, you're not remembering anything. I can tell you.
What
that.
worm?
And yeah, exactly. Have you eaten the worm before, Juan?
Which one? Because there's multiple ones. There's the one that is the alcohol one that makes you hallucinate, or that's what people say. And then there's other ones that you can eat just for.
I'm not talking about
flavor.
gummy worms. I'm talking about the one at the bottom of the tequila that makes you hallucinate.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're missing out. How about you, Juan? How about you, Rebel?
Nope, have never.
Have you ever cut off the fingers of a lover?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, so let's go back to more travel awkward moment stories.
Okay.
Do you have any more, Juan?
I don't think so. No.
So, how about you, Rebel?
Nope. Nothing else is coming to mind. Nothing else to share. Sorry. Your turn.
I think one of my awkward moments was I was down in the Key again with thing one, down in the Keys, in Key West specifically, and we were at this place, and it was a normal place until some dude just walked by, and had his schlong just like swinging in the breeze. Did you know you can do that in the Keys? Did you know that you can just walk around with your schlong swinging?
Are you sure?
I
mean,
it happened.
But that was this one person. It wasn't like a group of people and everyone else wasn't kind of doing it. It's no nude beaches there, right?
It's the Keys. It's Key West. It's known for like that kind of
debauchery.
stuff. Yeah, a lot of it.
But he was the only one that had it out.
That I saw.
Oh.
It just walked by. It was a very awkward moment. It's a very awkward moment when you're a dude and you're just sitting there and somebody just nonchalantly walks by with their schlong swinging.
Yeah, as a man, that's not something that you look for.
That's a very awkward. That's more awkward than having sex by mistake. Unless
What's more
it's sex
awkward?
by mistake with that dude.
What's more awkward? Like if I would have asked him, can I help him with that? Would that been awkward for him, or
knowing that it's you, that wouldn't have been awkward because I would expect that out of you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Got any more smart ass questions?
I mean, awkward for whom? That's the question. I mean,
Yeah.
What
makes it awkward? What makes it awkward is she'll say, "Need a hand?" He'll say yes, and then she'll give him a salad with the fingers on it.
Maybe the part was awkward as I said to thing one. I'm like, dude, why are you all wet? He's gay.
How would you even know?
He was in Key West with his schlong swinging. There's a high probability that he was gay. Just saying.
Weren't there women there?
It's Key West.
Okay, so only men go there? What? I'm trying to figure this out.
Only gay men walk around with their schlong hanging out in Key West. Straight men would not do that because they'd be scared that some other man might touch their schlong. Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention that sometimes the water is cold.
Hey, well, if it was still swinging and the water was cold, he must be well enough.
He wasn't in the water. But I'm saying like straight man wouldn't have the confidence to do that.
Oh, well,
usually.
Shame on them.
So here's an awkward moment. Okay. It didn't turn out awkward, but it wasn't really awkward, but some people would deem it as awkward. Couple moments. Okay. So I was at a festival in Belgium. You guys probably heard about this, but listeners may not have. And it is an awkward travel moment. And so one of my friends told me to talk to this German girl and say something German and I will get laid.
Oh,
and
Lord.
So he told me what to say in German. And I didn't even ask what it meant until after I said it. Because, hey, you only live once. I'll say it, and then I'll ask what I said. So I said it.
What'd you say?
And I think it worked. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it worked. I think he was right, but I'm not 100% sure.
You're not 100% sure that that you said something that got you laid, or you weren't 100% sure that you got laid?
I wasn't 100% sure whether I got laid or not.
How can you not be sure?
That could be a little awkward, by the way. Okay, but so don't you want to know what I said? Because that's the awkward part.
I did ask that question. What did you say?
Well, apparently the rough translation from German to English is, I have a big schlong.
And you don't know if you got laid or not? I mean, there's a bigger question. How do you
I
not
cannot
know?
confirm nor deny. All I can say is it was good advice.
Okay. You never actually gave any details about the text that.
So what made it awkward?
I know, right? Too many.
What made it awkward is that,
Because he didn't know if he did or not.
No. What made it awkward is after I said it, and then I asked him what was it I said. I'm like, fuck, man, that's no way to start a relationship by lying.
Oh God.
Yeah, that could be awkward, when you're in the moment and she looks down there and is like,
I thought
exactly.
It's like, well, this is not my language, okay? English is my language. Miscommunication.
That's the English version of what you said.
I think when she did see, she asked if I, basically even had something. I don't know.
Is that how you don't know if you did it?
At that point, you just look her right in the eyes and you say, 2 inches, take it or leave it. Confidence is key.
She took it, but I did say
Are
similar,
you sure?
but I was being more honest. I went at 1.5.
So is that how you don't know if you
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Women always say, like, more. So that's why you don't do the whole thing. You do 1.5, ask for more, get the full 2. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that works.
Speaking of awkward travel, Juan, have you ever been in a foreign country and hooked up with a foreign person there? And
okay, when you say hooked up, do you mean like hooked up as in like you
actually
or like hooked up as in like
no hooked up like sexually and
okay, so car batteries to the nipples or
and then they said to you, where is it?
Oh God.
Oh, that is a fine Waldo moment. You gotta look for it, baby. Hold on. Don't make me work for it.
Have you ever been in a scenario, Rebel, have you ever been in a scenario where somebody stuck it in you and then you told them, okay, stick it in me, and they're like, I already did?
No. Never.
Well, then you've been quite lucky in life, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Don't choke and die. Oh, wait a minute.
That's what he said.
Is the show over?
Fast over. Well,
I think it was over. Like,
it's over.
Oh, we started.
The show is over. Okay, so that was pretty awkward. It's like it did remind me of one last awkward travel moment where I didn't understand what she was saying.
I gotta go.
I didn't understand what she was saying. And okay, never mind. We'll save that for another time. Everybody tune in tomorrow. Everybody tune in tomorrow to What the Fuck Wednesday, because I don't know what the fuck this was. Okay, and if you think this was bad, tomorrow's gonna be even worse. Okay, and make sure. Okay, I'm gonna repeat. Make sure you go out and you get that new album by Keith Roth, because it was badass. Okay,
Absolutely.
Make sure you get it. And there's no awkward stories there. And, again, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. We'll be here tomorrow for some debauchery on What the Fuck Wednesday.
Today?
And Rebel will not be with us tomorrow because she is going to die from choking. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with this bullshit. And God help us all. Everyone, roll it, Juan.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.